That laundry detergent that you're using.
That Tide Pod.
Don't eat it.
Life is always better, ayo, ayo. We are together, ayo, ayo. We're walking on gold rays. These are the best days. Ayo, ayo.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to our channel. Today, this video is actually a little bit different than some of the other ones that we've been doing recently, and so we just thought that we would switch it up in a new cool way. If you guys have been following us for any amount of time, you know that Chelsea and I have been on this journey of like minimalism and really cleaning up our home and having a lot more natural products and the things that we use and the things that we buy. And so today we just thought we would get on here and share with you guys some of the products that we have been choosing not to purchase from grocery stores or wherever, and what we're switching them out to. Not all of them we're switching out, some of them we're just not buying anymore, and then some of them we have switched out. So we just thought this would be a cool little fun video to maybe shed some light on some of the things that you may have in your house, and maybe if you choose to, what you can replace them with. So
yeah, so we're pumped. We have like totally seen such a difference in the way that we feel, our health, all of that, with just the way that we've changed our life. We're just within the past like less than a year.
Right.
And obviously not all of these things on this list we had like the knowledge about like right at a year ago. Like it's been a slow transition.
Right.
Like some of these things we've literally put on the list like a few months ago. And so it's very fresh for us. We feel like we're just in this with you guys. And I know there's gotten a lot of requests for these videos. So let's go ahead and share the top 10 things that we don't buy anymore.
Let's go. All right, what's number one? Numero uno.
Number one, guys, is dryer sheets.
Ooh.
This is a very common one that people don't buy just because if you're in the natural lifestyle, you know how toxic dryer sheets can be. There's a lot of chemicals in them. There's a lot of things that our clothes just don't need. Our body, our skin just don't need to absorb. Yeah. So what do we use instead?
Well, one thing I do want to say before I say what we use instead, I will, but you may already just be like, oh, Nick and Chelsea are like full of bull crap. So click on a separate tab if you want and just look up like chemicals and dryer sheets. You're welcome, okay? What we use instead is we use these little things. They're actually wool balls.
Wool balls.
Wool, not, I'm a child, I will stop. They're wool balls, and what we do is we put like essential oil on them or in them and let them soak in, and then we'll throw them in the dryer.
Let me go get them.
Oh yeah, do it. And then from there, we will put them in the dryer, and then it'll make all the clothes smell like the essential oil, which is really, really nice. One fun thing, it wasn't fun in the moment, but Chelsea actually ordered this really nice comforter from Amazon, and we got it in the mail.
Exposing me.
It was super nice, like really nice, clean, white. You actually probably saw it on the apartment tour if you watched it, the most recent one. And so we get this nice comforter in the mail. It's really cool, fresh. We wash it and go to throw it in the dryer. I let Chelsea do her thing because like I don't need to help her with everything.
I tried.
And so she put lime essential oil on this thing, which is what we were talking about, and it turned the comforter green. It turned it green. So make sure
you look up what oil to put on.
Yes, and also make sure, like, this is just a little tip. I actually read this online when it happened. Take a white piece of printer paper and dump 1 drop of essential oil onto the piece of printer paper to make sure that it is a white oil, like a clear, translucent oil, like lavender or something like that. That's what we use. It smells great, it's clear, it won't hurt anything. But if you're using like bergamot, which is really like an amber color, or in Chelsea's case, lime, which is green, it'll mess everything up. So
that's too much talk on wool balls, but basically we just use these to get the static out of our clothes, which is what the purpose of dryer sheets are. And oftentimes my clothes are still staticky with dryer sheets, which is so weird. And it just smelled very artificial. Now that we have like no sense of smell for artificial anything, we just don't like the smell of it at all.
Shall we move on to number 2?
Yeah.
All right, number 2 coming in is plastic storage for food. We use glass instead.
Yes, so
tell them why we use glass.
There's not much like to say there, but like plastic just doesn't last as long. It is not as high quality. Glass lasts a long time. You could even go into like microwaving plastic. It's not necessarily the best compared to like putting glass in that same like atmosphere.
And when you put hot food into a plastic container, sometimes some of that like plastic residue will rub off into your food. You won't taste it, you won't know it, but it does. Minimal amounts, like trace amounts of it, but that stacks up over time. It can make a difference in your health.
Yeah, so just little things like that we've changed. So that was number 2. Number 3 is we don't buy much medicine. A lot of the things that we used to like suppress our symptoms of whatever sickness or headache or whatever that we got, we found our way to aid ourselves naturally, whether that's with oils or juicing or like eating better. All of that sort of stuff has really changed the things on the outside that we feel, whether that's like an intense migraine or like just really bad digestion problems, whatever it may be. We can really attack that naturally. At least that's like my first instinct now. At least if we have like a serious problem, it's not like we're like buy doctors, buy anything other than natural. Like we just really believe in trying to help our bodies heal itself naturally if we can. And we're always gonna go that route first.
Right.
So that's more so the change that we've seen.
Yeah. But of course, like we said, we're not like anti-medicine if you're like in some dire situation or like my leg just got sawed off, like I'm gonna take some medicine. I don't think my body's gonna heal itself.
But I just think that like the mindset we used to have was we have a headache, we're gonna pop ibuprofen anytime that we feel that. And I just think that that's not really addressing the issue. There's a reason that you're getting reoccurring headaches, and I think that they're different for everybody. But that's one thing.
It's good. All right, numero 4. Well, this isn't really my thing, but guys.
You can say it. Don't say it like that.
Guys, I've been changing out my normal cosmetic products.
Okay.
Well, not say it like that. My new foundation, I don't know if you can tell, I've got concealer on right now, so you probably can't see it. But I'm totally kidding. I'm totally joking.
So, like he said, cosmetic products. I was so obsessed with like anything out on the market with any sort of makeup. Even if it said vegan, it was good enough for me. But what I've realized is a lot of ingredients in makeup aren't necessarily the best for your skin. It's not really good to be absorbed into your bloodstream. And as a woman, if you're applying makeup every single day, your body is absorbing those things. And so I just think being lighter, I've, for one, been very minimal with makeup over the years, over the past like year especially. And now I'm definitely more serious about the brands that I buy, the makeup that I like. A lot of people have asked me about this question in particular, and I have a whole entire like Instagram account where I talk about natural wellness stuff. It's called @Encounter Wellness. We can put it on the screen here. And
goes over to here. We can set it right.
Okay.
Here.
So I love talking about all of that sort of stuff on that Instagram, and you can get all of your questions answered most likely there. But I just really love the fact that I feel more in control with my makeup.
Right. And you can see what foundation I use. So, oh no, you can do the next one.
You sure?
Oh, I'll do the next one. Hey, friends. All right, I'm doing the next one. Okay. This one kind of goes back to the first one, but it is laundry detergent.
Let me go get it.
She's gonna go get it. And while she is going to get it, again, I will chat with you today. May we have our tea? Chelsea, do I have any tea? Give me my top hat and my
No, but we have our DIY laundry detergent.
It is. Okay, so fam, let's be real about it. That laundry detergent that you're using.
That Tide Pod.
Don't eat it.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, why is it blue? Because it's probably got something in it that's making it blue. So that's red flag number 1. And then red flag number 2 is fragrance, a lot of it. I mean, this stuff is just garbage, to be honest. It's garbage.
But a lot of people don't know why they should even look up any of this stuff. I just implore you to look up ingredients and like Tide. I know that there's been a lot of like revamping with laundry detergents and all that stuff in the area. Tide's even come out with like a more natural one, but there's still synthetics in those products, and we try to go as natural as possible. So after this little DIY laundry detergent is done, we're gonna make ours out of like soda wash, and I have a DIY recipe I want to try.
Okay.
It's gonna be a powder. So yeah, we're just trying to find other ways that are more natural, and like they did in the olden times. They didn't have Tide back then, guys, and they still got their laundry clean.
People are probably thinking like, yeah, that's why they stank.
You
Okay,
don't know that.
stuff has got fragrance in it though, and fragrance is made up of like, who knows how many chemicals. Could be 10s, could be 4, could be 50, could be 150. You
Just
don't
watch
know.
Stink on Netflix and you'll know.
Yeah, that's good advice. All right. Oh, heavens. All right, take us to number, what is it, 6? We on 6?
Yes.
We're cruising right along.
We're on number 6, guys. The 6th thing is we have never in our relationship, and I don't even remember me personally buying these. We don't buy water bottles at all. We don't buy any like plastic water bottles. It's just way better for the environment. And we're not really like people that are always thinking of the environment. We're not like always talking about that.
Hug the trees.
Like, but
No, but we believe that it is our part to, if we can reduce that, then why not? And we also have a Brita filter.
I think be all right.
It'd be alright. So basically you just put water in the top, it filters it through, and you got purified water. You don't need those plastic water bottles.
Okay, number 7, siete. Okay, so Chelsea and I, you probably see this little, hold on, you probably see this little ball thing right under my fingertip, whatever that thing is. Shape it is.
Diffuser.
Yeah. And so what that is
You don't have it going.
it's a diffuser. And so Chelsea and I have been cutting out candles a lot more. Some candles, not all of them, but majority of them, if you buy them at like Target, Walmart, TJ Maxx, whatever. A lot of those have a lot of like synthetic fragrance in them as well. And I don't know if you've ever had this happen, but I remember when we would light candles and stuff, back before we knew about any of this junk, that I would just get like headaches. I would get these searing headaches that would just bother me. Whenever we started cutting those out a lot more, those just started to go away naturally. And so what we do now is that you can still make a candle, but if you want to, make sure that it's something like beeswax and not like soy wax or anything like that. Make sure it's beeswax, and then if you want to make it, you can do this. Go to Hobby Lobby, I've done this personally. Go get like a bag of beeswax or whatever. Get the little candle making kit, costs like 12 bucks or something. Melt the wax down, make it yourself, pour it in a little mason jar.
And put pure oils in it.
Yeah, put essential pure. Put essential oils in it, stir it, and then put your wick in, and just like either leave it or put it in the fridge or whatever, and then like it'll be good to go. And you got your cool little candle. I actually want to start making candles again, just because I think they're really aesthetic. But I don't.
Nick says that they're very romantic.
They are.
I get the candles are romantic, but I realized we spent so much money as well on just buying candles every time we went to like TJ Maxx. And we would burn them down within a week.
That tobacco and oak.
It just like had this musky feel to the room too whenever you would burn candles all the time. And I found that since we enjoy diffusing a lot, it is just like adding back and like moisturized air that's already in the air with like scent to it that's pure. And so I feel better about that personally.
Another thing I like about diffusing over candles is that you don't have to like commit to one scent. You can always be changing it up. So if you don't like something, you can try this oil or that oil or this oil with that oil, and you can just make your own favorite scents with it. So it's really cool.
But I think some people would still get headaches if they don't realize that all oils are not treated equal.
Yes.
So just keep that in mind.
It still happen.
Right.
What are we on? 8? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8. We're on.
I think I'm gonna switch this with something else.
Ocho.
So I know we're gonna bite our tongue when we say this one because we're doing a collab with some people where we sent them a canned good, but it's just for the purpose of the video. I doubt they'll eat it.
We're learning.
So we do not buy canned goods for ourselves to like eat anything. We're just very like all for like fresh fruits and vegetables. And we've realized that anytime you read the ingredient label of like a canned good, not necessarily that they're like completely bad for you because it still can have like vegetables and like good things in them, but there are preservatives added to those cans. And I know that we could probably sound like very like just
Your
not
grandma
pleasant to
or
the
whatever.
ears right now.
Yeah.
Because
But hey, you know, I will say this: if you're eating a bunch of Cheez-Its, just like fried whatever, and that's all, and like you have the opportunity to go and buy a can of green beans, then like for all
it's
that
all
is
in
good,
perspective.
yeah, do that. Please just do that.
It really is all in perspective. This is just our personal, like what we've switched to, because with the budget that we have for food, how we live our life, this is just what we're choosing to do. We understand that for some, like canned goods are great. They're like essential for their family, and I get it. But we realize that like for us in the direction that we're going with health and everything, we just don't really want to have the extra preservatives. And we like having the taste of like fresh food.
Yeah,
I think that it's
it does
fun
taste better.
to do that.
Yeah, it's a very noticeable difference, especially for me because I grew up on a farm, and so always being around fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh this, fresh that. It's a very noticeable difference to me personally of fresh versus canned and preserved. So, yeah, that's a good one.
This next one is a good one.
That's a good one. Okay, so probably as you can already tell, Chelsea and I don't buy anything anymore with fragrance. And so I remember earlier on when we were dating, even in an engagement too, we would go to the mall.
We would buy perfumes.
Semi regularly, probably once every few months or something. And we would buy exactly what you said, cologne, perfume,
the
this,
good
that.
stuff too.
Yeah, like
The
nice stuff.
expensive stuff.
Yeah.
We would keep it forever. It would last us years.
Yeah, I remember. I think I still have a bottle somewhere. I need to throw it away or do something with it. But I can't remember what the brand. I think it's like.
I think we both tried like Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah, Yves Saint Laurent. Yeah, that's what it was. And yeah, it just made me sneeze. She didn't like it.
So the reason a huge reason, honestly, that I stopped wearing perfume was because I noticed every time I would spray it on my neck and I would love the smell of it, and I think I would just start sneezing hysterically, like 3 times at least immediately after I put it on my skin. And so I started thinking like, why am I sneezing so much whenever I put something that's supposed to be like smelling good and making me feel good and like, you know, I'm gonna go out for the day and
boosting confidence.
Yeah. But I was just like having a reaction to it. And I think a lot of people, if we would observe ourselves after we put on perfume, we have those reactions. Our body is not like saying, yes, feed me perfume. That's great. But it's saying, no, spit this out. Like, it's not good for me. It's not good for my pores. It's
Spit it out. We don't spray it in our mouth, babe. Where have you been putting perfume?
Well, our pores is saying this. I'm like pretending I'm a pore.
Spit it out. Because like it wouldn't necessarily always make me sneeze, but it would bother my nose. Like I would have to, wiggle my nose, maybe blow my nose or something.
And
because
they may not have a reaction that's like outward. Like it may just be something that your body is taking in over time, and it may be causing harm. You don't know.
Right. Okay. Very last one, numero 10, number 10. Is anything with artificial dyes. It's food. And one that immediately I thought of when we were thinking of like the concept around this video was mouthwash.
We still have some.
I bet you, yeah, it's right over there.
And we don't use this.
That? Yes. That is the color.
We don't use this anymore, but we still had it in our house or in our car, and we didn't realize it was still there. And I was like, Nick, we need to throw this out. Like, we don't even use this. It's been in here for like months.
Right.
But you will read the label and it'll say that it has like B1 dye in it.
Right.
And you're just like, why does it need to be blue? Is it just for the brand, for the aesthetic?
A lot of people think that just like naturally what they put in here just makes it this nice, pretty color, blue. No, sweetheart. What it is in this particular one, we have water, glycerin, propylene glycol, sorbitol, polyoxamer 407, flavor,
whatever that means,
potassium sorbate, citric acid, sodium saccharin, F, D, and C, blue, number 1. So it's a dye. It's a dye that's in this stuff. and you don't know where it comes from, you don't know what it's doing, and also particularly the oral cavity. Believe me, I've studied up on this because I've had a lot of oral work done lately. I'm about to have more. Your mouth, and particularly under your tongue, is very absorbent. It absorbs just about anything that goes into your mouth in some kind of way. And so very absorbent, goes straight to your bloodstream. And so I don't want this stuff or any of the dye or anything floating around in my body in any kind of way or absorbing into my system, endocrine system, in any sort of way whatsoever. And so
because over time it just doesn't have a good effect.
Right. And you know, a lot of you guys might be saying, well, what scientific data do you have to prove that this stuff is bad for you? Well, actually, if you go and do your research, you'll find a considerable amount. And also, while you may claim, fair claim if you want to, say this stuff isn't bad for you, I think we could probably all agree that it's probably not good for you.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
You can do what you want with that information. Those things are just what we choose not to buy, what we choose to like take a stand on and not to put into our bodies anymore, not to like choose to buy from the store. And we're just being honest. We could have probably partnered with a lot of brands. We probably could have like, you know, made a lot of money off of people who would be wanting to partner right now with like Clorox and Tide and like all these brands that are very big staples in especially the American home. And it's definitely a challenge to know that this is the way that we make income, and we've definitely knocked out about 90% of brands when we've chosen to make statements like these.
And we mean that for real. Like,
and it's just something that we choose to do because we care about our health, we care about your health, and we really, when it comes down to it, just don't care about the money versus like your health and your like long-term, you know, goals with your life. And so we just want to be able to spread truth on all areas, not just Jesus and the gospel, because that is number one for us, but also like all of these minor like areas of like truth. Like a lot of times people become avid truth seekers because they have sought truth in like one specific area, and then they're like, but wait, I was deceived this whole time, and now there's like other truths out there about different things. And so we just see it as another avenue for people to explore what truth is. So
hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't step on your toes either at all, or hope it didn't step on your toes too much. But we hope that you consider maybe either not buying some of these things or switching them out in whatever way that you see fit.
Or just sticking around on our channel to hear us talk about more of this stuff.
Because we're going to do it.
We're going to tell you about more why this stuff matters. Because we've just touched the surface.
Yes.
Just dipped our toe in the water.
Dip. That's what we said.
A little bit.
Dip. All right. Well, do we have anything else that we want to share with the gals and the guys, the homies?
I think that's it, guys. If you want to check out our Instagrams and where we're at on social media, please do. We post on there every day on other platforms, unless we're taking a break. But you
can find me at official Nick H.
That is all. He's cool.
That's all. Yes, I'm conceited. I live for the affirmation of people on the internet, and pray for me. Official Nick H. That's where you can find me. You can find my gal pal here at Chelsea K. Hurst.
Yes. So.
Although I messed up your hair. I am so
We're
sorry.
really grateful for you guys, and thank you for suggesting this video. We've seen a lot of comments like this lately, and we're just really grateful. You guys are truth seekers. Yeah.
I don't know what I just did there.
All right.
So stupid.
All right. Love you guys, and we hope you have a great evening, day, or night. Bye.
Goodbye.
Deuces.